Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast with me, Matt. We 1v1 for you all here on Nexus between TKD and Theo on the Eastern Front. TKD is playing as the Wehrmacht and going straight for Fallschirmjäger Division. And going straight for Luftwaffe Pioneers. That could be interesting. And well, we don't have a command share shit from Theo, but this could be interesting. 1v1s on Nexus, which I think is a pretty basic 1v1 map. Playing in vanilla company heroes 2 at the moment. I've at least seen it in a few tournaments that I've been watching now and then. Not that I watch much vanilla at all, really. There's a few casters I do watch now and then just for fun. Also so I can get some knowledge in how to cast myself, because I am trying to learn to cast a little better after all. Anyway, we have the Fallschirm Pioneers coming here. We only have one of them this time, okay. Fallschirm Pioneers is like a cheaper unit you get if you're playing as Fallschirmjäger. They're pretty useful and can help supplement you early on, but maybe are not the best of troops. This is where the Grenadiers come in. Grenadiers are much better at that job. Grenadiers being the basic, well, one of the basic German infantry units. You can get the Volksgrenadiers from the main HQ if you want. But the Grenadiers have a little bit of other equipment they can get. We'll just have a bunch of conscripts coming out for Theo here. Oh, we have a commander choice. Looks like it is Motorstrelki. Okay. So we have Fallschirmjäger versus Motor. That should make an interesting battle, hopefully. So the Germans are keeping their territory connected more than the Russians are. We're just going to help the Germans soon. It's going to need the Russians are not actually getting any resource from this. Needs to be connected to the base. Yeah, seeing a Jeep come out here, unique unit available to Motor. Arrives with a Dushka on top, I believe. Then we have the Grenadiers pushing up here slowly. Gonna use the cover here. But the Russians still don't have their connection points. They're not getting any resources. Not compared to the Germans, anyway. The Russian conscripts are not gonna do the best in long-range engagements. Russian Pioneers are gonna try and flank here by the looks of it. Russian Pioneers will provide a team infantry unit after all. Oh, and we have the Dushka Jeep. Ooh, mowing down those Grenadiers. Not looking good for the Grenadiers there. Fallschirm Pioneers are still trying to take this point, evidently. But that's not really going to work out. They're just losing men. But still, the Russians still don't have any resource income because they haven't captured any of the connection points. But I think they'll soon be able to, finally. But I think it's slowed them down resource-wise compared to what the Germans have. Right, as soon as you attack up here for the Germans, you can actually arm your Grenadiers with 2 scope Sturmgewehrs if you're playing as Luftwaffe, which is a pretty potent upgrade on them, by the way. A little bit more expensive, only 5 minutes more expensive than the MG42 though. Depends on what they want them for, because the MG42 is just an overall good weapon to have.
We are losing a sector.
Russians are trying to secure the fuel here. The Dushka is nearby for support. The heavy machine gun on top here is a very good weapon early on to dealing with German light vehicles. It'll tear right through them. Conscripts sitting down here just to secure the point by the looks of it. We also have a Maxim coming out for the Soviet Union. Grenadiers are going to try and push back the conscripts. The Grenadiers should be better at long-range engagements and cover-to-cover fighting. That should be to the benefit of the Germans. The Fallschirm Pioneers out in the open, though, are gonna take some hits. But Germans definitely want to try and connect up with that munitions point if they can. Grenade going out here from the Fallschirm Pioneers. Pretty good grenade, but the sappers are still healthy. The Dushka Jeep is trying to flank in here, forcing the Germans to fall back for a bit. We are seeing actual Jägers though now arriving, which is a better assault infantry unit available to Fallschirmjägers. Armed with Gewehr 43s. So they're all armed with semi-automatic rifles, and their squad leader has a Sturmgewehr. This is a very potent unit. You can get to like serve as a little bit more of an elite base infantry if you're playing as Luftwaffe. They're not Fallschirmjägers though, they're just Jägers. They're just part of the Fallschirmjäger division. Made up of, I believe, Luftwaffe ground personnel.
The bunker has been converted.
Luftwaffe was a pretty interesting thing during the Second World War because it had a lot of very separate things from the rest of the German armed forces. So, very fascinating what you see sometimes from them. Maxim is sitting up here to try and lock in the Germans. Oh, good rifle grenade, but it just didn't hit directly. It actually almost destroyed the Maxim, though. You can see the white bar below the health bar here. It's the durability of the whole thing. The Jägers are waiting. Duschke is covering the other flank, but the Germans can get behind cover here. They also have a Panzerbüchse. One good shot there, destroying the wheel and wounding the gunner. Oh, but they managed to camouflage it. Which honestly I think is a little bit weird that you can camouflage while under fire. That's just my opinion. Maxim pulling back there. Duschke is almost repaired, but it looks like the Grenadiers are getting close enough. There they are. They need to... Oh, and the Duschke opens fire. But here we have an armored car with some motor strategy. Well, actually, Odon inside. They also have a 50 caliber on top. Very potent squad. Ooh, gunner down on the 50 caliber. And Odon having to move out. They're being armed with the RPD, like machine gun. And while we had the Jägers flanking with the Gewehr 43s. Able to get a lot of firepower in thanks to the Gewehr 43s. Semi-automatic rifles can really make a difference. Germans have been able to secure the northern field. We're going out here from the Odon. That's been dodged. RPD uses the BAR model, mostly because you cannot have custom models in Company Virus 2, unfortunately. And the Jägers are doing a pretty good job here with the Gewehr 43s again. Putting shots in on these conscripts. So far not taking a loss. They basically just have so much firepower. And I don't think the Gewehr 43 is worse at range compared to the Kar98, but I'm not an expert on the stats specifically. But again, at that range there, it didn't even matter. The Gewehr 43 is just overall better. Yeah, I'm starting to get wounded though. If they get Subvention free, they can actually get first aid training to heal out of combat. Ooh, that's not a good spot for the conscripts. The Gewehr 43s are tearing into them, but that's a Molotov. The Germans managed to decapture the fuel down there. Pioneers might die. Ooh. Oh, looks like they might get away. Grenadiers are pushing up here. So no unique weapons equipped yet. Maxim taken out. We do have double Odon squad, so it looks like Theo is going for a lot of elite infantry. Try and counteract the Germans. Bazooka and RPD on them. Scout car down thanks to a small pack here. Czech machine gun equipped with the Sappers, which I think is the unique upgrade for Sappers. If you're playing as motor. Odon is heading down here, so yeah, the Jägers have to run before they risk losing them. One grenadier fell down there though. Type 36 trying to provide some support fire. It's actually surprisingly accurate against infantry. My understanding. Tier 2 building going up for the Soviets. RPD now opening fire. And they also have a bazooka on them. So these Odon are equipped to deal with vehicles as well. So we have a little bit of a battle gearing up here. SVT is equipped here on the conscripts. Can be upgraded to do repairs if you're playing as motor by the looks of it. I think that's the unique upgrade if you're playing as motor. Not sure how useful that is, but... Oh, good rifle grenade from those Grenadier. Those conscripts are gonna get away though, it looks like. Odon also equipped with SVTs, I think, as a base. They're also pretty good with their semi-auto rifles, but here comes the Luftwaffe forces. But out in the open, they will suffer against the Odon. Odon are pretty good infantry after all. Here come the Jägers though. Building up behind the train cart, or rail cart, whatever they're called. Ooh, and this... Ooh, smoke drop. They do drop smoke in their retreats. They did drop the RPD. But Otto Donskoy managed to grab it, but they have to fall back. Put this up before the HQ here. That might be risky, especially if the Germans can assault it. Pioneers took a hit there, but the Jaegers now know there's a forward HQ there. Grenade going out from Udon. And the grenade from the Jaegers did not do much, destroying some static barrels. Looks like so far the battlefield's somewhat even, but I think the Germans have done a good amount of work against the Udon so far. Udon are not easy to fight generally. Udon are very good infantry. Jaegers have to probably pull back if they don't want to stay there and fight against the Udon with the RPD. Yeah, he's running at that. Yeah, seeing a Valentine tank coming out though for the Soviets. And Germans are laying mines in preparation. Good to see. You generally want to lay a lot of mines if you're playing as the Germans. It really helps. Their mines are also fairly cheap as Germany, I'm pretty sure. Ready is trying to get into position here, but the Consuls have been down by the SVTs now. Ooh, rifle grenade going out. Ooh, overshot. And now with the Udon trying support fight, it's just too much for the Grenadiers. Pack 36 trying to get up here for a high explosive shot. Ooh, undershot, hit the sandbags. Ooh, but good second shot there. Yeah, seeing a pack come out here. Looks like a pack 40. And here's the Valentine tank, a Lend-Lease tank from the United Kingdom that the Soviets go very fond of, I believe. Mostly for aggressive recon. What are you going out here from the Luftwaffe? Good throw. German stick grenades are very good to throw. Will the Jaegers be able to cover the retreat of the Fallschirm Pioneers? Looks like it. Yeah, lots of shots going out here. Not sure who will win an engagement, but it looks like the Jaegers are doing fairly well here. I also like that TKD is actually using the Luftwaffe troops. So I rarely see people utilize so many Luftwaffe troops. They're a nice supplement to have. People just generally rush for the Fallschirmjägers, which is understandable. The Fallschirmjägers are really good, but you can just utilize these Luftwaffe troops pretty well. And the Jaegers here are holding up so many Soviets. There's some Fallschirm Pioneers moving up as well. And some Grenadiers as well. However, still no weapon upgrades on him. Valentine tank up here. The white phosphorus shield from the Valentine almost kills this Grenadier. Pack 40 is present though, which should be able to one-shot the Valentine if he gets a penetrating shot. This gun is being pulled out from the Soviets. So both an artillery piece and a anti-tank weapon. That's just moving about. Grenadiers are holed up down here. Lots of firefights here. Valentine on the move. These guys do have anti-tank grenades they can throw. Oh, but the Valentine! Oh, that's not good. Pack's turning around. There might be a dead Valentine though. Yeah, one shaped shell from the Pack 46 kills it. Germans taking some long range shots from the SVTs here suddenly. And I got a message on my phone of all things. Why do I get so many messages these days? What is my message? Nothing too important. Let's get back to the action. Let's see. Udon is still present here with their... I forgot what the name is. RPD. That's the name. RPD. I just had a little bit of a brain fart there for some reason. Let's see. Ooh, rifle grenade forces the Udon back. Sandbags are almost gone. So Germans managed to scavenge the Valentine wreck. We have a Panzer IV H arriving early. That's going to be very useful if the Soviets don't have a way to stop it. They do have some bazookas in this is. There's still a mine here, I think. Yeah, we have a legal mine in this area. We actually have veterancy free on the Jaegers there. They could probably be equipped with the first aid kits. Although it is a little bit of an investment, it will ensure they can heal a lot faster. Oh. Oh, but again, if we just take through the conscripts at that range. That's insane. Even though losing 2 men, that is a pretty fast rate of fire. Mine being laid here by them. Guess the Sis is firing over here. Oh, it's trying to hit the Jaegers, isn't it? But mine is up. They just have to get out of there. Panzer IV H is on the field, however, which could quickly become a problem for the Soviet Union. Udon is still a problem. They have both been equipped. Well, actually, only one of them have heroes of the Soviet Union. A pretty good upgrade that buffs all squads near them.
Objective secured. We will defend it to the death.
Now that we have the Panzer IV H here, that could definitely be a problem for the Soviets to deal with. He has to be careful of the bazookas, though. Udon do have anti-tank weapons on him. Ooh, good bazooka shot, but it didn't actually do that much damage. Let's get Panzer IV back for now. Ooh, the Soviets are also starting to get a lot more munitions income. I guess because they just have more of the map. One of those squad did go down there actually. But more than I call in with an armored car. Grenadiers are trying to make a go for it here. The Grenadiers are just lacking in equipment at the moment. Now, a thing you can do as Luftwaffe actually that I rarely see people do is you can just get Force Grenadiers and you can actually equip them with MG34s. Which I believe is the unique upgrade for playing as Luftwaffe. I might be wrong though, but that's at least what I remember last time I played them. So you can get a cheaper mobile machine gun squad. But we have an MG42 here, a heavy machine gun variant, which can definitely lock down this entire area for Soviet infantry. RPDs handed out for the Udon. Pack 36 coming up here. Rifle going out. Ah, missed though. That's not good for the Germans. Those Grenadiers might not get out of there alive. It looks like the Panzers got shot by the AK-36 with a high explosive potentially. Panzer IV moving up again. Katyusha coming out here for the Soviet Union. MT-42 moving up here. It is out of bazooka range at the moment. Of course, no done back. Sis is setting up, however. And the Fighting Pioneers are also moving up to secure some ground. Reflection, still hanging out, going out. Katyusha's on the field here. Mobile rocket artillery available to the Soviet Union for motor strike. Very potent and very powerful, but can sometimes be very inaccurate as well. But when it hits stuff, it hurts. What's aiming for the Panzer IV, isn't it? It's the German base, but looks like the rockets have mostly missed. It does look like that barrage helped the Soviets that much. They also have a marked target on the Panzer IV, so they have an eye on it. Jaegers are now veterans 4, so that's becoming a really powerful squad. MCHAS Sherman being called in. Unique tank available to motor Strelki. Oh! Soviet plane shut down. MCHAS basically the Lend-Lease Sherman provided to the Soviet Union. Only motor Strelki can get it. Pretty competent Sherman, in all honesty. Yeah, I guess I have to pull back. Now Panzer IV is trying to hold the center here. Still no weapon on it. Germans have not started handing out weapons yet. Oh, bazooka missed. Looks like we have a Fallschirmjäger Stabsfeldwebel called in. Officer available to Luftwaffe. Can be infiltrated into a building as we saw. He only buffs Fallschirmjägers, I believe. So he doesn't actually buff any of the squads here. He actually needs to get specifically Fallschirmjägers around him. That said, he is still a combat squad and he should be fairly effective with his Fallschirmjäger retinue. He can also call artillery because he is an officer. Here's the MCHA, only being equipped with a 50 caliber on top. Artillery arriving here from the Germans, having been called in. Shield standing. Oh, right on the Odon, killing them. Looks like it is very rapid. Oh, it's a precision barrage. Oh, and the PaK-4, the Panzer IV got a good shot there on the MT alongside the PaK-40. Second MT is being prepared, however, and the first MT goes down.
The enemy has destroyed one of our vehicles.
Looks like Fear is already ready to call it. It looks like we have a little bit of a banter going on here. I don't see what's wrong with them actually utilizing the unique units of his commander. Like, it's the point of getting the commander after all. This is coming out. Tappers here with the Czech machine gun still doing their job. The best they can anyway. Not sure what the Czech machine gun is. It's probably very accurate like the Britain gun. Only 20 rounds though. That's not a lot of shots. Was then being prepared by the Germans. I believe you can. Oh, you can already get it in tier 2 building as Luftwaffe. That's right. So you can get it much earlier and much cheaper. Well, definitely help stop any potential, well, planes further from the Soviets. Panzer IV making a move for it. Ooh, and plane goes down.
One of our emplacements is under attack.
The Soviets are not in a good spot right now. And just going for it. Ooh, good shot. But the PaK got a shot in return. That's gonna definitely keep the Sherman back for a bit. Well, not. Yeah. Both tanks are gonna stay back for a bit right now. Jäger's doing a pretty decent job on the flank here. Still no unique weapons, and again, it's a very weird choice to pick for the Jägers, in all honesty. Don is gonna throw. Oh, they already got the Great Assault upgrade. That's nice. That's always a good one to get for them. Because it's just more grenades, and I think it's not even much more expensive than normal grenade throw. More mines being laid, good to see. Oh, and the MT-42 here is covering this entryway from the Russian base. Not gonna make it easy for them to pull out of their little locked area at this point. Ostwind takes down the Fort HQ. Another MT being prepared by the Soviets. They do need to get some kind of way to push out. They're kind of stuck in their base almost. Falcons are doing their best to hold them back with SVTs. Jäger's almost went into 5. That's impressive. Ostwind does need to be careful though, because it'll get torn to shreds by an actual tank or AT equipment, really. Not designed to fighting vehicles, it's designed to shoot down aircraft. A little bit of a lull in the fighting. Both sides are trying to figure out where to go from here. Because now the Germans need to find a way to get inside the Soviet base, while the Soviets need to find a way to get out. And yeah, the MT-42 is going to make that very difficult. And those sappers are pinned. But we do have the second M-Chair now. And Soviets can almost afford a Katyusha barrage. Which could be clutch. Clutch? Clutch, that's probably the word I'm looking for. Which could be a clutch moment that could save them. The MT-42 running back, good. Also got an M-Chair down here, so we do have double M-Chair now. Back 40 is sitting up. Good shot there from the M-Chair. But the Soviets are suffering heavy losses as they try to push up. They just need to utilize the tank down here as well. The 2nd Panzer IV has arrived for the Germans. Another plane goes down. Ostfin actually took a big shot there, probably from the SIS. Not making a push down here. Katyusha opened fire. Looks like it hit around here, but didn't do much. Rifle grenade going out. Going out. Didn't do much. Ooh, Grenadiers go down to high explosive shell from the Sherman. That O'Donnell's got being paired alongside another assist. So it's not out of this yet. Punch is coming in from the other flank. There's a Regal mine placed here right behind the sandbags. Very cheeky. Soviet spot the Funk. Regal mine goes off. Also Regal mine there. Forcing the Sherman forward and into the Regal mine. That's just mortar shells. That's not going to do anything to a Sherman. But the MTA is moving down to support. Oh, the Soviets should know there's a Funk fire there. Yeah, they actually still see it. They just need to destroy it.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Otherwise, you need to auto-target. You need to target them yourself manually. Oh yeah, there we go. Good job.
Enemy is taking our territory.
That's that Funk fire down. So it's now going to be able to finally get some resources again from ammunitions anyway. Ammunitions are so important and crucial. Oh, Regal mine hit here by 1. Didn't destroy the Sherman though, but almost did.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
German mines are a really good weapon. All done have arrived. As the Soviets are relying a lot on elite infantry today. Have a truck arriving probably to help with repairs. We do have a veteran survivor down squad.
Ostwind loaded and ready. Ready for orders. Officer, we are losing a sector.
Soviets are securing a little bit more territory again. Jägers have been equipped with a Panzerschreck at veteran survive. Well, that's gonna make them very potent at dealing with vehicles, hopefully.
Attempting to steal our sector.
Haven't been equipped with Panzerfaust. Probably don't need it if they have the Panzerschreck. Down in the open, they will get shut down, I think. Good thing they have some cover there.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Oh, but they're still getting shot pretty hard. I'm just making a go for it. Got a shot down the Ostwind. Oh, missed. Ostwind gets... Oh, Ostwind barely gets get out of that. It's evolving into somewhat of a tank battle now. For two commanders, they're not very tank focused. I guess Motor can be somewhat tank focused. Just opening fire again. Aiming around here. Oh, one rocket straight into the tank after taking a Sherman shot, killing it.
One of our panzers has been destroyed.
Oh yeah, the Soviets have turned this battle around somewhat. Need to be cautious with the Germans still. Another Panzer IV is being prepared by the Germans. Jäger's healing up back at the base. All the Odan are still healing up back here. Trucker's moving back to base, I guess, for some reason. I guess it's just in the wrong area. It's just trying to drive somewhere over here. A third M-chair being prepared. I think the M-chairs might actually be able to beat the Panzer IVs. They have slightly less armor, but I think they just have a higher rate of fire. And the gun difference is not that big. Ooh, Regal mine! That's a very good point. That's a very good use of a Regal mine right there. Ooh, those Odan in trouble. Actually, after they got up, that's... Oh well, that grenade almost killed one squad. Now the MP42 suppressing the other. Soviets are still taking some heavy losses. Like 40 on the flank here. Could get a shot on the M-chair. No penetration. Jäger's coming out as well with their Panzerschreck. One good penetrating shot there. Grenadiers pushed pretty far up. There might be too many rifle shots going in at them. Very brave Ostwind. Being dazed by one shot there from the M-chair. Oh, and gun destroyer is still alive. Sherman crew just to deny it. Building high explosive shot. Overshot. Just denied to the Germans.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
Soviets still seem to be in a very hard spot here. They do control a fuel point. They just need to get that connection point back on their munitions, because they are running dangerously low on munitions still, while the Germans are keeping their flow somewhat steady. MP42 trying to set up. They're being called in here. Called in by the Stabsfeldwebel. Doesn't look like it's doing that much this time. That's a force are being kept at bay for now still.
The new grenadier squad is ready.
Another third M-chair. Looks like the motor is just gonna go for lots of M-chairs today. Going on the flank here against the pack. Oh, Jäger's trying to go for it.
Enemy forces are securing our
Missed because they were suppressed. They do. I think it reduced their accuracy.
our command.
So Molotov burns out the pack row. And the 42s are now being handed out to the Grenadiers. Probably to help provide some mobile machine gun support. Tissue opening fire again. Ooh. Well, the Germans didn't lose the whole squad by the looks of it. I was hurt to be under Katyusha fire. But now the Shermans starting to roll onto the field. So I think the Soviets are starting to get the armored presence they need to fight the Germans. And the Luftwaffe only gets the Panzer IV as their heaviest tank. So they're not going to be able to match against the Soviets in the long run, I feel. I don't advise it, but if Diodon takes up, they could get T-34-85s. Which would definitely just make them win the tank engagement. It's just that it's very costly to go that way in a 1v1. Especially as the map is at the moment and how split everything is. And the plane going ahead to scan. Well, not scan, but target. Ooh, Sherman took a penetrating shot there. There it goes. Move back far too late. The assault going on from the Jaegers. There's only 2 of them though. We do have a 1 veterancy free Sherman though, which could be a big deal. Sherman trying to flank here. Oh boy. And the battle is still going here. Modon rushing up here. High explosive loaded. Overshot. Heat still trying to go through. Hits an object. The cover has been blown. But high explosive from the Panzer IV might save them here. Eldon is pulling back. And the Germans are not having the easiest time now. Battlefield is still even. More Shermans arriving for the Soviet Union. It's a veterancy 5 with on squad. That's impressive. Also be a big loss to lose. Artillery being called in on them. Oh, Don manages to dodge it. Tappers are being hit pretty hard here though. Robbing their Czech machine gun. More Dunkel onto the field. Udon is just moving down the Stabsfeldwebel. But now the Jaegers are showing themselves here. Sherman has to make a move quick. Ooh, Panzerschreck hits the Sherman, almost killing it. Could be the opening the Germans were waiting for. The bazooka, oh yeah, good bazooka on the flank right there. Katyusha hitting around there. Very risky move, the Jaegers are still present. Yeah, so veteran Sherman and 1 Panzer IV goes down.
Enemy has destroyed a Panzer.
Probably a very risky move, but the Jaegers might go down here. Ah, the O'Donnell seems to be missing. More Shermans still arriving on the battlefield. Yes, it is a cheaper tank than the Panzer IV is. Not. It looks like the Germans actually have full fuel. The issue is just they don't have the manpower for the Panzer IVs at the moment, I feel. Ooh, that's not good. Hate when that happens. Oh, but it's being lucky with the rolls. Very lucky with his rolls there. Oh, well, now the luck has run out. Another Eagle Mine up here. Yeah, the reverse feature is still kind of bugged, but I hope it'll be probably fixed in Common Heroes 3. It seemed a little bit better when I was testing Common Heroes 3. Looks like the Soviets have still turned this into somewhat of a stalemate. Ooh, Alpha Clan might be in trouble here. It has to pull back. Panzer IV is heading this way. Ooh, turret jammed under Sherman. And Sherman goes down.
Another vehicle has been lost in the defense of
So the Soviets are still losing a fair bit of vehicles.
the sector is at risk. You have orders? A sector has been cut
And
off.
more Regal Mines are paying off. It's good to see Regal Mines being utilized on the flank. It's a very important thing to do. As you can see, it can really just cause issues for your attacker. Especially for the vehicles. And Regal Mines are just such a powerful little thing.
Territory is falling into enemy hands.
I believe Regal Mines are fairly cheap too. And the Germans going for a big push here.
Infantry have made the ultimate
Western going for the Soviet base. And well, the Sherman's flanking here, the one that did not get mobilized. There's still a Regal Mine here. Sherman hits the Regal Mine, gets destroyed. And that's why you lay Regal Mines, everyone. It really pays off in the long run. Especially when the battle gets to a climax like this. Now the Ostwind is just hitting the Soviet base.
is taking enemy fire.
Looks like Ostwind is on demolition duty today. It's actually pretty good, doing a pretty good at demolishing the Soviet base. I don't think the Soviets can make a comeback from this unless they can find something to stop that Ostwind.
Lines have been cut. Marking it.
Soviet troops are trying to get into a position for it,
Fire. The enemy is taking
but their HQ is almost down and they only have the tank building left. Also, the Ostwind is pulling back though, realizing what might happen. The Sherman is still present.
Pioneers ready for assignment.
Definitely quite a battle so far. Planes crashing and tanks being destroyed. Everything going on here. So the Germans gonna try and take rid of this immobilized German. But German can still fight, but the Jaegers should have an easy target here. Oh, they missed. Oh, Panzer IV is trying for it. German is still holding on surprisingly well. But there it goes.
The enemy has
We
destroyed.
have another injury here, but the Soviet base is completely in tatters. Ostwind took a big shot there from the Mthis. Soviets have turned this around somewhat, still, despite their base mostly being destroyed, which is going to limit them somewhat.
Our base is under attack. Our lines of supply are
Well, that Katyusha shot in retaliation for their own base basically being gone is definitely a good choice in a 1v1 like this. Not like they have much option at this point. The Soviets are really lacking in access to units. They're like they basically have no production left. The Germans have been feeling the pressure of the Soviet attrition, it looks like. The Soviet attrition can just really pay off. Walk on the DS present. But O'Donnell moving up with a Czech machine gun. Overshot with the Panzerschreck. Not that the Panzerschreck is supposed to hit the infantry. Udonis is doing such a good job with all their specialized equipment. Oh, not a mine being hit there. I think the Germans might be on the back foot now, unless they do something drastic that can turn this around. The battle really has shifted, but the Soviets need to repair their base. I just have one sapper work on that would probably be a good idea. And now the Germans are still reeling a bit. Perhaps it might be the time to get some Fallschirmjägers. The issue is just all the Shermans. And Luftwaffe just lacks good equipment of dealing with armor late game. Then there's somebody with a commander specialized, and the commander is kind of specialized in urban and infantry combat. And the Fallschirmjägers are par excellent, some of the best infantry in the game at dealing with other infantry. The issue really is just the tanks are proving too much of a problem, it looks like.
Foes are behind our lines. Headquarters attacked.
Perhaps a Stuk might be a good idea.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Artillery landing around here. Oh, they actually brought in an actual officer.
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
Austrians going to go for some kind of flank.
Enemy has driven a wedge in our lines.
Germans are now pushed back almost all the way to their base here. The situation the Soviets in for a bit. Let's see if the Germans have the means to turn this around, but I somewhat doubt it. Ooh, yeah, Austrian took a big shot there. Oh, no penetration. And I think I might save the Ostwind. Soviets have now pushed the Germans really far back. Now the Sherman is showing up again. Pike explosive loaded. Hitting the Jaegers, almost killing them.
Enemy is firing on our HQ.
Now, I guess this doesn't cite as a shot blocker, which is kind of awkward. That is really awkward. That means you can just be shot into the base like that. That's not the best of the sign. At this point, looks like they called the GG again. And now the Katyusha opens fire. Just the Soviet attrition has paid off.
We must defend our headquarters.
I think the Soviets can really just pull the Germans up to push in now. The Germans have nothing to stop them.
Yes, comrade.
That's one structure down. I can just pull the Germans up, it looks like. Soviets have basically won this battle at this point. Like, it was a really interesting comeback, though. Like, the Soviets were almost in this same position. Ooh. Decent rifle grade. Looks like the Germans are going to try and make some kind of sortie.
Our base is under attack.
Panzer 4H is pulling up here. Ostwind goes down though. No, that's an open blitz actually.
The enemy has dealt us a blow.
Now the Soviets are able to keep an eye on this one, I believe. Yeah, you can kind of keep an eye on it with the tracking thing. If I could select the Soviets, anyway. Ooh. Oh, it missed! Trying to hunt down this Panzer 4. Let's see what the Panzer 4 is aiming for.
You need something?
Oh, good bazooka destroying the gun! And then the Sherman takes it out. Austrians going for a final rush. But it being immobilized in one shot. And the Sherman takes it out in another. At this point, the Germans are completely lost. That definitely looked very action-packed. I think the Germans have lost this. They can probably just end it at this point. And then there's a desync. Okay. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this one. I'll see you all in the next one, everyone. Bye-bye.